Sure. I'm Sally Bagshaw. And for 10 years, I was on Seattle City Council. Before that, I was Chief Civil Deputy of the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. So I got to know Marty Hartman. Golly, it's been 15 years ago now, and was so impressed by what she was doing and her heart towards Mary's Place.
Right. Do you have a favorite memory of working with Mary's Place? Is there
Oh
like
my,
a moment or an interaction?
oh, golly, we could spend a lot of time here doing that. But maybe the first time I met her was around 2010. And I remember it being a very cold, dark winter day and late in the afternoon. So you know how it is around here in January. And she came in with practically tears in her eyes and saying she was trying so hard to get a family into some housing. And that was before she had the resources that she does now. And I was just taken by Marty and how genuine she is. And at that time, just struggling to find a mom and her kids a place to be that night. And I was so touched by her. And I just became a fan at that moment.
Mm-hmm. What impact have you seen Mary's Place have in the greater community of Seattle?
Well, at the time that I first met her, and as I say, that's probably 14 years ago now, we had very few places for women and children to go overnight. And oftentimes, the place that, I mean, Mary's Place at that point, I believe, was over on Bell Street or in that area. And when they were out of space, they were out of space. They were done. And Marty was just in tears that so many women and her kids that she couldn't get them all places to be. So the impact that she has had, you've seen how it's grown, and now the place that she has over in Amazonia, phenomenal. And it's gone from just this scrappy little organization to one still scrappy, but she's got way more resources for people.
Mm-hmm. You spoke on this a little bit just now, but how over your time working with the organization did you see it change and grow?
Well, that's just as you said, it was very small when I first met her. It was one place, one building, one storefront, and the people were living on mats. And then she was very dogged about going to companies. And I remember that one of the first was Pemco, and Pemco had a big building that it was going to either relocate or somehow enlarge. And I don't remember the details on that, but she asked him if she could have it, for this next year. You're not using it. Can I have it? And they ended up putting just screens, sheets essentially, but for a family to have a little bit of privacy and to have a spot that was their own to come back to. And then she got the kids into school, and here was a place where they could get meals and showers and breakfast. And, that made a giant difference for those families and for our community.
Mm-hmm. Can you think of one event or one time period that is particularly important when talking about the history of the organization?
Well, I think you asked me about, do I had a one specific example working with Marty? I think Marty's the heart and soul of this organization, and she began to have some fundraisers that expanded greatly because she'd come in and talk about what she was doing, and maybe have one of her clients or two come in and speak. And the community really got behind her just because of her energy and just how dogged she is and spending the money so wisely.
Mm-hmm. When you think about the future of Mary's Place, what do you want to see?
Can we clone Marty? Um, I want to see it continue because families have, like, the place down on, if I'm right, it's on Bell Street, but it's in that area. A family can go in and not only get a bed and a place to sleep, but essentially a place for like preschool, after school, for the teenagers that are, needing some study time, and they get meals, they generate, or build friendships. And it's just amazing what that does for somebody to get stabilized and have somebody believe in them, believe that, yes, you can stay here, and we will provide services, and clothes are donated to Mary's Place. So, a woman and her kids can, have clothes that fit, and she looks good and she feels good and she has a place. And there's some public health available right there for her, some doctors, nurses that can really provide the first-rate assistance. I would love to see more of that.
Well, thank you. So those were all of my questions, but is there
Okay.
anything else you want to share about your experiences with Mary's Place?
Well, I think that I've made it pretty clear. I'm a big fan. I know that Marty's going to be retiring soon. I don't ever believe that she is going to retire. She's a person that will keep working. But the community has been extraordinary. And I want to acknowledge and recognize Amazon too. One of the most tearful moments that I have ever seen was at a fundraiser for Mary's Place. And John Shetler, who is just a first-class human being, had set up a video and came in meeting with Marty. And we were watching this video. I mean, it had been, edited, and it was available at this fundraiser. But John comes into the room with a box, and Marty says, "What is this?" And she shakes it, and she opens the box and takes out a key, and she still isn't clued in as to what this is. And John says to her, "This is the key to your new building." That as Amazon was expanding, they were offering her these floors in this building forever, and including like diapers. And she said, it's one of the things that is like the hardest to raise money for, something disposable like diapers. And she needs them all the time. Amazon donated so many diapers that finally, at this point, Marty had to say, "The storage room is full. Thank you. We love you. We are so impressed, but we're full." And I just appreciate so much the fact that John, and, as I say, I just have such great belief that people do the right thing, and generous people are generous. And, there's Amazon giving Marty forever a building that she can have, hundreds of people and families pass through. And I'm just very grateful for that kind of generosity in this community. And that's just one example. And Marty has generated that because we believe in her.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing with me all your experiences and your memories and all of your insights. I really enjoyed getting to talk to you about Mary's Place.
You bet. Thank you for calling and including me, Colette.
Yeah, thank you so much.